Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about Shadowlands, and more specifically, we're going to try and predict the release date for World of Warcraft Shadowlands. But I can tell you right now, guaranteed 100%, it's gonna be before the end of 2020. Now that is the pre-order promise. So there you go, good video, thank you guys, appreciate it. No, but seriously, this is something we've been talking about on stream an absolute ton. Follow the stream, by the way, twitch.tv/MrGM. But yeah, we've been talking about an absolute ton over on the stream, and you guys have definitely got different predictions to me. I've kind of thought about it, I've looked back in WoW history, I've looked back at the BFA, Alpha and Beta, and in this video, we're going to go over my predicted date for 8.3, Visions of N'Zoth, the Shadowlands Alpha, the Shadowlands Beta, the 9.0 pre-patch, and the release of Shadowlands. So, let's just dive straight in with my prediction for patch 8.3 Visions of N'Zoth. Now, this is currently live on the PTR. You can go check that out inside the PTR right now. It's definitely getting there, and they announced in a blue post that it will be early 2020. Now, this reasoning was mainly just because they didn't want people jumping into raid during the holiday season and stuff like that, which is very respectful. It's very decent. So, my prediction for 8.3 is January 14th or January 21st. Now, why those dates? So the 15-year anniversary event for World of Warcraft is going on from November to January 7th, and that's it. It goes on till January 7th, and then it's nothing. We have nothing planned. What could it be? Honestly, it seems like they're gonna have 8.3 pretty much ready to go just before the Christmas break. Come back, fresh year, throw it out there. Potentially, I'm swinging more towards January 14th. I think they're going to get it out there sooner rather than later, with the raid, Nyloth of the Waking City, coming a couple weeks later, I would imagine. Now, after that, do we have a 8.35? So the game files indicate there is some files that say 8.35 in them, but at BlizzCon 2017, when they announced Battle for Azeroth, they talked about openly 7.35 and the features of 7.35, and 7.35 was stacked. It had the Silithus wound, it had the scaled world, it had a ton of features, and I feel like if they were going to do an 8.35, it would be talked about at BlizzCon. People would know about it. They would say, yeah, we're doing 8.3, but we're also doing 8.35, which contains this, this, and this. So I'm not sure. The game files, as I said, there is some voice files that say 8.35. Very suspect, could just be for 8.3 though. I have no idea. So I'm going to go with no, there isn't going to be an 8.35, but if there is an 8.35, it's going to be a pretty small story patch, maybe like a few quests or something going into Shadowlands, but I don't think there will be. So with that being said, my wild prediction for the Shadowlands Alpha is late Jan, early February. That's pretty much just like maybe a month after the release of 8.3. Now, why am I saying that? Why am I saying a month after 8.3? That is absolutely insane. Hear me out. 7.35 came out in January of 2018. Now, 10 days later, we had the BFA Alpha drop. That's kind of interesting. 7.35 obviously being the last patch of Legion, 8.3 potentially being the last patch of BFA. We could get it 10 days after, a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, I don't know. My prediction, late January, early February. I did get a chance to play this at BlizzCon, and funnily enough, it didn't feel as fleshed out and complete as the BFA demo in 2017. In 2017, we had a demo for BFA just after they announced it, had 2 dungeons and 2 zones. Felt very different to Legion, and from my personal opinion, the Shadowlands demo at BlizzCon, it felt like 8.3 with Bastion and a few new models and quests kind of thrown in there. I don't know, it had a weird feeling about it. It didn't really feel like a fresh client. It felt like something that was kind of thrown together. That being said, we have seen an absolute ton of art and things inside the game that obviously weren't playable at BlizzCon, but you can see that the art team and a lot of the story team, they know what's going on. They're very aware of what's going on with the game. Maybe they restricted it for a reason. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I reckon late Jan, early Feb, and selfishly I would love to see them get players into that game as soon as possible to start testing, because what happened with the BFA beta was, well, you guys know, it ended up being a little bit of a shit show, obviously. So hopefully they get players in that alpha, finding bugs, testing it out as soon as possible, and hopefully, as I said, late Jan, early Feb. So, after that, Shadowlands Beta. My prediction for that is May. A couple months after my predicted alpha, the way that Blizzard look at alpha and betas is alpha is a unfinished product with features missing and bits and pieces kind of not there, and patches like every single day bringing in different bits and pieces like that. Beta is a more complete product with them polishing it up. I could see maybe May, possibly June, around about that time. I remember with the BFA alpha started in January and beta was in April, and that's when they did the character wipe and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, my prediction is Shadowlands beta in May, 9.0 pre-patch, which is the Scourge invasion, the class changes, the new leveling experience, the level differences and all that kind of stuff coming in 9.0 pre-patch, but still technically in BFA. It's a little bit confusing. And the level squish is August. I think that's going to come in the late summer. In August, we're going to get the 9.0 pre-patch, and with the pre-patch, about a month later, we're going to get release. I think genuinely, this is my genuine opinion, I think the release of Shadowlands will be September. So this is an interesting one. Their timing is really kind of skew-if at the moment. As you know, obviously they announced Shadowlands at BlizzCon without 8.3 being out, which means they had to kind of spoil it, which kind of sucked. I think the best way for them to do it is probably get it out before BlizzCon. I don't think after BlizzCon is possible. I think they did do that with Warlords of Draenor, but yeah, I think before BlizzCon, get Shadowlands out. When BlizzCon comes around, give players maybe some more information about 9.1 or some other bits and pieces here and there. Yeah, so I think September, we will see the release of Shadowlands, potentially. I mean, there's always a chance they could do it all after BlizzCon. I mean, you could always get a pre-patch just before BlizzCon and then release maybe November or December, because as I said, they do have a predicted pre-order promise of the end of December 2020, so they got a lot to work with, and I hope they get it good. I hope it works out nicely. I don't want a repeat of the BFA launch where there was a few bugs here and there. I don't know if anyone knew about that. There was a few bugs with the release of BFA. Hopefully the Shadowlands release is a little bit more fleshed out, a little bit nicer and a little bit smoother as it comes in, hopefully towards the end of 2020. So yeah, that's it guys. That is my predictions of the next year of World of Warcraft. I'm probably going to look back at this in a year's time and go, what an idiot. That wasn't even close. And you guys are probably watching this thinking, what on earth? Like, no, that's not right. So guys, what I want to do, I want you to let me know what you think of these dates down in the comment section below. Let me know what your predictions are for the alpha, for the beta, for release, for the pre-patch, all that good stuff, and 8.3 of course. And yeah guys, before I go, let's give a massive shout out to our amazing patrons, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subs. You guys are awesome. If you'd like to support the channel in any of those ways, links are down below. So leave a like on this video guys if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. We've also got a partner Discord channel with over 3,000 members, and I'm now streaming on twitch.tv/WizardGM if you want to check me out on stream, streaming retail, streaming classic, streaming World of Warcraft. Link is in the description below this video. And with that guys, I'll see you next time.